Om Shanti, Morning Murli, 27th September. Sweet letter of Pap Dada for sweet children. Essence, sweet children, never have any conflict with anyone and stop studying. Sweet children, never have any conflict with anyone and stop studying. If you stop studying this study, you will end up in the stomach of Maya the alligator. Question: because this is not a common satsang, which accept does the father repeatedly have to quotation you children about? Because this is not a common satsang, which accept does the father repeatedly have to quotation you children about? Answer: this satsang is not like the satsangs of the world. This satsang is not like the satsangs of the world. Here you receive instructions to become pure. But Maya creates obstacle in the way of your becoming pure. This is why the father repeatedly has to quotation you. Children, whatever happens, don't ever stop studying due to the influence of happiness or sorrow or praise or defamation. Second, don't consider yourself to be clever and defame others. Maya is very mischievous. If you sulk with the father and stop studying, Maya slaps you and you experience bad omens. Maya slaps you and you experience bad omens. Therefore, continue to take Shrimad. Never make comments about the advice that Bap Dada gives you. Song: to live in your lane and to die in your lane. Om Shanti. You children understand and say, now that we belong to you, this old world has to be destroyed. This is Ravan's unlimited Lanka, which has to be destroyed. They show Lanka as Ceylon, but that is totally false. Ceylon is an island in the ocean. The Unlimited Father explains that the whole world is in the ocean. The ocean is all around it. They have shown Vasco da Gama going around the world and discovering that water was all around the land. Therefore, this is the unlimited Iceland. Ravan's kingdom is over the unlimited Iceland. This is an unlimited Lanka. It is not just Ceylon. This is that period of time now. So many tall stories have been written in the scriptures. We also used to think that it was perhaps like that. We had no other thoughts, so you would only wonder about this if you were to think about it. Intellects were completely locked up. The locks on your intellects have now opened. Human beings think that God took an army of monkeys and that they built a bridge with stones and set everything on fire. They have written so many things. It is at this time that the whole world is to be set ablaze. Bharat is the imperishable birthplace of the imperishable Father. This is why it is called an imperishable land. It is now in your intellect that Bharat is definitely an ancient and imperishable land. All the other lands that exist now are to finish in the flames of destructions. The flames of destructions are to be ignited from this sacrificial fire. The war will begin from here. These are just small rehearsals. These are just small rehearsals. It is in your intellects that Ravan's kingdom is over the whole world. It is now at its end and the kingdom of Rama is to begin. These things cannot enter the intellect of anyone else. Only we few Brahmins know and understand that the whole world is to end. and that we will become the garland around Baba's neck and then go to the new world. The history and geography of the world repeat identically. This cycle is very good. At the moment, it is the end of the Iron Age and the beginning of the Golden Age. And all the religions are definitely here. History must repeat. That is, the Golden Age will definitely come after the Iron Age, just as night follows day and day follows night. It is impossible for night not to come. The Father comes and explains all of these significant aspects. It also has to be understood how we are actors and how we take 84 births. It is not a question of 8.4 million births. The duration of the cycle is only 5,000 years. Those people tell you that it is not written like this in the scripture, that this is your imagination. Due to not knowing these things, they are bound to say that people continue to study the scriptures and they cannot blame it. Baba says those stories from the scriptures and those novels will not exist in the Golden Age. There, Bharat will have become the land of absolute truth. The land of Bharat is the greatest pilgrimage place of all. The Somnath temple here is magnificent. Such a temple cannot be built anywhere else. These temples, etc., will be created again. When will they be created again? They will be created again when the path of devotion begins again. No one else can build them. So you can even tell at what time they were built. Devotion began at such and such a time. Lakshmi and Narayan are the first ones to become worshippers. They will only have a single crown at that time. Then they will build the Somnath temple to Shiv Baba. Muhammad Ghaznavi will also come again and loot it. Only the Father explains all of these things to you children. It is said that when God comes, He gives so much knowledge of the Gita that if the whole ocean were to turn to ink and all the forest into pen, they would still not be able to write all the knowledge. Yet they have created such a small Gita. It is even possible to get a Gita in a locket because it is something very valuable. They have so much love for the Gita. Baba even put one in a very small gold box and gave it as a present. You children now understand that the ocean of knowledge continues to give limitless knowledge and will continue to do so until the end. Is it possible to collect all of these murlis together? Is it possible to collect all of these murlis together? These are not things to keep. At least the scriptures are useful on the path of devotion. Of what use will all that you write be? On the one hand, you produce 2,000 to 4,000 murlis, whereas they produce the Gita by the millions in all languages. There is great respect for the Gita, the jewel of all the scriptures. So many people study the Gita and scriptures, etc. The Father explains the knowledge that you receive is completely new. No scripture of it could have been written. How does God teach Raj Yoga? Only you Brahmins now understand this. There are very few among you who maintain the intoxication of this knowledge. Today they have this intoxication and tomorrow it is forgotten. When the Father is forgotten, knowledge is also forgotten. If you divorce the Father, everything comes to an end. If after belonging to the Father you indulge in vice, your throat chokes. You would not be able to say anything. Those who used to spread knowledge very well are no longer here. They had some conflict with the Brahma Kumar or Kumari, and they then became upset with the father, saying that Baba did not tell that person or did not do this until. Finally, they sulked and left the study. This is why the father says, if you want to see a great fool, you can see one here. Some even write, Baba, I am yours. I will always claim the inheritance of imperishable happiness from you. However, they then divorced Baba. There were some very good daughters, but they are not here today. It is a wonder. They have gone into the stomach of Maya, the alligator, and are not able to speak any of this knowledge. They cannot speak this imperishable knowledge. Then they begin to comment on the advice. That Bap Dada gives. A lot is explained to them. Now reform yourselves. Only in that is their benefit. However, they don't reform themselves. Many good children have left and gone away. Even now, there are many children who are just standing on the side. Even after writing a promise in blood, they leave. So, you children should follow the father's Shrimad completely and claim your full inheritance from the father. The father continues to explain, no matter what happens, praise or defamation, happiness and sorrow, don't stop studying. If some defame others, it is because they don't have this knowledge in their intellects. They don't even understand whether this one is a junior brother or a senior brother. Only the Father knows this. You must not consider yourself to be very clever and simply praise yourself. Maya is very mischievous. She slaps those who are body conscious. Baba continues to quotation, you children, if you don't follow Shrimad, Maya can attack you from all sides. This is not a common satsang. You sit and explain with so much patience how the cycle of this world rotates and how you have become spinners of the discus of self-realization. The father says, you, the decoration of the Brahman clan, are the spinner of the discus of self-realization. You are known as those with the conch shell, the discus, the mag and the lotus. People say to Baba, you have applied the praise of the deities to your children. The father says, you are the ones who are the spinners of discus of self-realization. The ones who are to become as pure as a lotus and the ones with the mag. The father sits here and explains it. What would the world know? They even say that the bestower of salvation for all is only one. They also sing that when the Satguru gives the ointment of knowledge, the darkness of ignorance is dispelled. That is, the night of Brahma comes to an end. When the sun of knowledge rises, the night of Brahma ends and the day begins. The Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, comes and gives new knowledge through Brahma. Previously, you did not understand anything. You did not know about soul or the Supreme Soul, the Creator or the creation. You become those with completely impure intellects. What had you been made into before that? You were the masters of heaven. Now that you have taken 84 births, the end has to come. So it is now your stage of ascent. The Father says, remember me alone and you will become the masters of the words. Common sense says that the Supreme Father, the Supreme Soul, is the creator of heaven, and so why are we not in heaven? It does not enter people's intellect that God created the new world of heaven where deities ruled the kingdom. 5,000 years ago there was heaven, and God has come once again to establish heaven. If these things sit in the people's intellect well, they are very fortunate. They are very fortunate. Maya is such that she does not allow you to make effort at all. She grabs hold of you by your nose, punches you, and makes you totally unconscious. This is boxing. Baba says Maya knocks souls down in a second. They become liberated in life in a second and also enter a life of bondage in a second. When a soul divorces Baba, everything is destroyed. When there is faith, soul claim the kingdom. But when doubts come, it's all over. This is a very wonderful play. Baba says, awaken early in the morning and churn the ocean of knowledge, because you don't have any other time during the day. The atmosphere at night is bad. People also perform devotion early in the morning. So you children know that Baba used to wake up at 1 or 2 a.m. and write a murli, and you would study that and take class. Then Baba would listen to how you spoke the murli. All of this is the wonder of Shiv Baba. So many good children have left. They are not here today. Maya completely cursed them. The Father is giving you the inheritance. Therefore, you children should make full effort and claim your inheritance. You can clearly understand for yourself, and the Father also understands when you let go of the Father's hand. Then everyone would say, you have left the Brahma Kumaris. You who had the faith that you are claiming an unlimited inheritance. So what has now happened? That you don't even listen to the murli. It means that you cannot be remembering the Father either. That remembrance, etc., then also disappears. Such degradation should not come to any child. The Father understands that such and such a child has become very bad. Many good children are spoilt by bad company. Baba says that only first class children can become beads of the rosary of victory. Many children write, Baba, I will definitely become a bead of your rosary. Baba then say, if you do, it is a very great fortune. Baba also understands everything from your behavior. Children's faithfulness and trustworthiness are proved by the service they do. So become very sweet. Become very sweet. When you listen personally, you adopt disinterest and you feel, I will never do anything like that again. I will only do this. What the Father says. However, when that soul leaves here, that's it. It's all over. Everything is forgotten. These are such wonderful things. Baba thinks day and night that a hug image of the cycle should be shown by a projector so that it can be read very clearly from a distance. It should be shown very clearly on walls. Each slide of the picture should also be so large that anyone can read it. Two large images of the cycle should also be visible. The path of devotion begins at this place. So first of all, devotion is unadulterated and it later becomes adulterated. This Brahma is the worthy son of Shiv Baba. If anyone were to ask Brahma a question, would he not be able to give an answer? If anyone were to ask Brahma a question, would he not be able to give an answer? Shiv Baba knows, but I too can explain. Baba has made him his right hand because he must have understood something. Acha, to the sweetest beloved, long lost and now found children, love, remembrance and good morning from the mother, the father, Bap Dada. The spiritual father says namaste to the spiritual children, and we spiritual children says namaste, good morning to our sweetest spiritual father. Essence for Dharana: first, awaken early in the morning and churn the ocean of knowledge. Don't ever let your intellect develop doubt or stop studying due to the influence of bad company. Second, in order to become a bead of the rosary, be faithful and trustworthy. Be faithful and trustworthy. Make your activity royal. Become extremely sweet. Today's blessing: feel Baba's hand on your head and take blessing. May you be ignorant of any knowledge of desire and finish all limited desires by staying stable in your self-respect. Baba is saying, may you be ignorant of any knowledge of desire and finish all limited desires by staying stable in your self-respect. Baba is saying, those who maintain their self-respect never have any desires for limited respect. All limited desires are merged in your own self-respect and there is no need to ask for anything. Limited desires can never be fulfilled. One limited desire will create many more desires, whereas self-respect easily finishes all desires. Therefore, be one who has self-respect, and you will become one who is an embodiment of all attainments. You will become ignorant of any lack of attainment or desires. You will become ignorant of any lack of attainments or desires. Slogan: only those who mold themselves to all situations are real gold. Only those who mold themselves to all situations are real gold. Om Shanti. Thank you, Meete Baba.